Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. Guys, I'm going to get into this video. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video, guys. I'm going to get into the video about Mayweather saying that Canelo should be giving David Benavidez his shot. Before I get into it, guys, you know what? I've stepped away from social media in terms of like having heated arguments with people. But I've always look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, you're entitled to your opinion, and no matter what your opinion is about. But sometimes, you know what, certain people have opinions, and I think to myself, surely you can't be that stupid making that sort of comment. Surely you can't be that dumb. You know, some people make certain comments on social media, and you think, mate, are you off your mind? I don't understand. Like, some people make certain opinions and you think, surely this guy must be trolling. Surely he's not being serious. You know, some people have, I don't understand that. It generally really irritates me. That's why, I've had heated arguments about Canelo, about Khan, and just certain stupid opinions. Like, I remember one guy saying that Canelo would lose. I think one guy was saying Canelo would lose to John Ryder. And I was like, mate, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is probably one of the most ridiculous, you know, comments I've ever seen in my life. Do you lose to John Ryder? Like, literally. And then you think these people that are making these comments, like I had one guy, I don't know if you guys know Florian Marku. Just today I had an argument and he said Florian Marku beats a prime Khan. I heard before Canelo would lose to John Ryder. Literally, this guy said John Ryder's style would be a problem for Canelo, and I think John Ryder beats him. And I was just like, mate, when people talk about Canelo or when people talk about Khan, I'll go and look at the comments of the post because obviously I have an interest in both fighters. And sometimes you just see some ridiculous comments and you're just like, you know what? I try not to get involved with people now. I try not to go back at people now because it's just yeah, you're giving your opinion and then they're gonna, but sometimes certain comments, I'm sorry, I have to reply because I just think the delusion and the stupidity of certain comments, I just have to, especially when it's fighters that I like. I have to. I'm sorry. There's no way I can yeah. Like the other day, even when there's this guy that said Joe Joyce would knock Joshua out in a round, I was like, mate, just like these type of comments, they don't sit well with me. It's just like, look, you're entitled to your opinion, but making stupid comments, I don't know whether people do it for attention. I don't know whether people do it just to, I don't know why people do it. I don't know why people do it. It really, really irritates me, angers me. You know what I mean? When I see ridiculous comments like that. Canelo loses to Ryder. Khan in his prime, Khan would lose to Florian Marku. Are you having a giraffe? Disgrace of opinions. And then these people say, oh, well, I'm entitled to my opinion, mate. No, you're not entitled to your opinion when you're talking rubbish like that. You're looking for attention. I don't know what you're doing. Making stupid, nonsensical comments on social media. Yeah, that's my rant over, guys. But let's get into the video. Floyd Mayweather said that Canelo Alvarez needs to give David Benavidez his shot. Canelo Alvarez has to give David Benavidez his shot. Why? What's David Benavidez done? He's giving Bivol his... I don't know. What's this attachment with David Benavidez? Why? Like, some of you guys on my channel seem to think this guy's some kind of monster. Like, come on. What's this, all of a sudden, this attachment with David Benavidez? Like, he's some kind of goat. Like, he's some kind of monster. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why, David Benavidez has been put on this kind of pedestal. What's he done? What's he done, man? I don't understand. I literally don't understand. These guys have padded records. They fight literally nobody, right? And all of a sudden, they're, being avoided. And there's these accomplished fighters. And I don't understand. I'm not saying Benavidez isn't a good fighter. What I'm saying, he's proved nothing yet at this point. Yeah, he was a champion, but who did he fight for that belt? This is what look, he's a good fighter. There's no doubt he can fight, right? There's flaws in his game which people have seen. He's been dropped before, but that's okay. Everyone gets dropped. Most fighters have been dropped. But The point I'm making is he's fought at no level yet. He hasn't fought anybody at all that I can think of. That, look, for me, this is his toughest fight against David Lemieux. And it's a washed up guy that's moving up. Because David Lemieux's best weight was middleweight. But what I'm saying is, why are we putting these people on a pedestal? Why are we putting David Benavidez on a pedestal? What has he done to prove that he's a killer? What has he done? I don't get it. I don't get why. And then Canelo has to continually keep proving himself. He's fighting Bivol, who people think he can beat him. I don't understand. Like, one of these days, if Canelo loses, people are going to say he was overrated. He was not very... Like, I don't get it. Why does Canelo have to keep fighting at top level, but these guys will get praise and get put on a pedestal like Canelo does? Yeah, of course, nobody says Benavidez is better than Canelo, or he's on Canelo. What I'm saying is, if I feel like they've been put on a pedestal where they're a contender for Canelo's throne, but they've not done anything. He's not literally done anything, Benavidez. But yeah, all of a sudden, people think that this guy is some kind of monster, and, Canelo's ducking him and avoiding him. And even Mayweather's buying into it. I don't know whether Mayweather's doing it just to get under Canelo's skin. And I don't know, but why Benavidez? Why not? Why Bivol's better than Benavidez? Bivol's got a better resume than Benavidez. What's this fascination with you guys? Like, some of you guys on my team, like, what's the fascination with Benavidez? We don't even know if he's that good. We don't even know if he's that good. What is like, what is the thing with Benavidez? What like, it's a good fight because of the heritage and stuff. Yeah, it'll sell. But what I'm saying is, in terms of credibility, what has David Benavidez done where people all of a sudden think that Canelo's avoiding him and Canelo needs to fight him? What has David Benavidez? You guys tell me. Like, look, I get irritated. I honestly do get irritated. I feel like social media, sometimes YouTube, has irritated me. Because I feel like I talk sense, but then there'll always be people that disagree with me. Fair enough, you're entitled to your opinion. But what am I saying right now that doesn't make sense? Who has David Benavidez beat in his career that make people think that Canelo would avoid him? And what makes people think that David Benavidez even stands a chance against Canelo? What's he done? Like, look, you have to... If you're going in there with a monster, right? Canelo's a monster. You have to prove to me that you can fight against somebody of your level. He's not been in with a Caleb Plant. He's not been in with a Jamal. He's been in, and I'm not saying it's not for the want to. I'm not saying that David Benavidez doesn't want to. What I'm saying is that he hasn't. That's the thing. Look, I'm not saying Benavidez is a ducker, but no. I think Benavidez wants to fight anyone. What I'm saying is, why are we putting this guy on a pedestal like Canelo doesn't want to fight him and he'll beat Canelo, and Mayweather saying that, give Benavidez his shot? But what has Benavidez done for us to say that Canelo's ducking him? Canelo's fighting someone, in my opinion, more accomplished and a bigger, better fighter than in Bivol. Am I wrong? So why are we giving Canelo stick? I don't understand. Like, Canelo can't fight. He's fighting a light heavyweight champion. I don't understand. A light heavyweight guy who I think would beat Benavidez. I don't get it, man. I just don't understand why people hate, like, people, I don't know. It really frustrates me. Honestly, I really get frustrated. It's not the fact that, look, I like Canelo, not because, look, Canelo's not from my background. Canelo's not, I like him because I think he's good for the sport. I think he fights everybody. He still gets accused of ducking people. But he's fighting Bivol. But I feel like he has to fight a hard fight after hard fight after hard fight. If he takes one easy fight, Oh, he's a cherry picker. He's a ducker. He's useless. He's rubbish. You know, like, oh, he's cherry picking. I don't understand. I don't understand all this nonsense. The fact I've tried to speak, like, I think I'm speaking sense, right? I ain't got nothing. Like, look, I said to you guys, Golovkin beat Canelo the first time, right? I didn't want to see Canelo Makabu. I'm not that high on Canelo Golovkin. But I'm not going to sit here and say, well, Canelo fighting Golovkin is worse than David Benavidez fighting Lemieux or Charlo fighting Selecki. Why don't those guys get any stick when they give us poor fights that we never want to see? Canelo's not giving us a poor fight. Canelo's giving us a great fight in Bivol. And then he's going to fight Golovkin, who's probably one of the top middleweights we've seen. He's definitely the greatest middleweight of this era. So the point I'm trying to make is, what's this, this thing about Canelo avoiding Benavidez? What's Benavidez done in the sport, right? Yeah, he won a belt. Okay, anyone that wins a world title deserves a lot of respect, right? Right? So Benavidez won a world title, yeah? But Benavidez is made out to be a monster. And here's where it really irritates me and where the boxing really frustrates me, right? Look at Amir Khan, for example. I know I bring up Khan a lot. I'm a fan of his. You guys know. People think he's a bum. There's a lot of fans that think he's a bum, right? Let me go through his resume and the guys that he beat. Amir Khan, firstly, was a unified champion. He held 2 belts at one point. And for me, would have become an undisputed champion if Timothy Bradley had the cojones to step up and fight him. He would have become a undisputed champion. Now, let me tell you this, right? Khan's resume consists of Paulie Malignaggi in his prime, Marcus Maidana in his prime, Devin Alexander, Zab Judah. Zab Judah wasn't in his prime, but when Khan fought him, Zab Judah was a world champion. Khan beat Zab Judah and knocked him out in 6 rounds, right? He beat Malignaggi, Andres Kotelnik, Awash Barrera, right? Collazo, Algieri. These are Khan's wins. Now compare that to David Benavidez, who seems to have a reputation of a killer. And you know why Khan became underrated? Because he fought everybody and he lost fights. These guys are scared for that same reason. They may fight Caleb Plant. Benavidez might beat Caleb Plant. He might beat Charlo. But you know what? They also fear the fact that a loss on their record mean they won't be seen the same way. And that's the problem with boxing. Guys like Khan, who have such great resumes and did such great things people forget about, right? They get treated as like crap because they've got losses on their record, but the people forget about some of the wins that they had. But guys like David Benavidez, who are undefeated, who hasn't who has David Benavidez beat? I don't even know. And you guys know I'm a hardcore boxing fan, right? Who has he beat of any kind of substance on the level I just mentioned on Khan's? They forget Canelo's names. Forget the guys that Canelo's beaten. Forget the guys that Canelo's beaten, because that's even another level. I've mentioned Amir Khan, who's a level below Canelo. Maybe 2 levels below Canelo, right? And look at his resume. Look at the guys that he beat. Malignaggi, Zab Judah, Maidana, Kotelnik, Barrera, Collazo, Alexander, Algieri. Do you see where I'm coming from? And he's treated like he's a bum. Some people talk about him like that, right? Benavidez has beat no one. And he's undefeated, but because he's undefeated and he looks good, but he's not for anyone. Like, look, and I'm a bit hypocritical because I said the same about Jaron Ennis. Look, I said Jaron Ennis beats every welterweight, so I'm kind of like wrong. I'm kind of wrong in my own way because I said Jaron Ennis beats everyone, but really, Ash was right. He brought it up in the live stream that you're saying that about him, but you said Jaron Ennis beats Crawford in that. I'd have to agree. I made that opinion, but really, he's right. Jaron Ennis ain't beat nobody. Jaron Ennis beat nobody. I give Benavidez respect. He's a champion. But let's not mistake, there's many people that have been champion. that we don't know who they fought. Like I just said, I just mentioned the names on Khan's resume. You know all of those names. You don't have to go and look at their records. You know who Malignaggi is. You know who Zab Judah is. You know who Kotelnik is. You know who Marcus Maidana is. You know who Collazo is. You know who Devin Alexander is. You know who Chris Algieri is. They've all been involved in high-profile fights. So you know all of them. You know who Barrera is. I know Barrera was way past it when he fought Khan, but the fact of the matter is he's got names, even if he's got some faded names, he's got names in their prime that you all know about. What I'm saying is, who has David Benavidez fought that we know about? That we don't have to go on their box rec. Like the guy that he fought last, Kyron Davis, right? Who is that guy? I didn't even know who he was. I have to, you have to go on BoxRec to see who these guys are, who they like. This is what I'm trying to say. If I have to go on BoxRec to find out who it is, I'm a hardcore boxing fan, right? I shouldn't have to go on BoxRec, to know who you're fighting. This is the first time I can remember David Benavidez fighting somebody that you know about. That, that is a well-known name in Lemieux. And even he's washed up. And how many fights has Benavidez had? So why is Canelo ducking that guy? Why are we putting the emphasis on Canelo and not putting the emphasis on Benavidez? This is what I don't understand about sport. It is what it is, guys. Leave your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.